Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have some very exciting news, and if you're watching this video, you probably have already heard the news, but I am pregnant! So crazy, I know, I can't even believe it myself. But this video is all about my first trimester because I'm out of my first trimester, thank the Lord. And I have kept the news as quiet as I could until I got out of my first trimester. But I heard so many horror stories about the first trimester, and so I just didn't want to go crazy and tell everyone until I was in the clear, and I'm finally in the second trimester. So this video is all about the first trimester. It's about how I found out, when I found out, the symptoms I had. I'm gonna introduce you to Jason, and then I'm also gonna show you my baby bump at the end of the video. So keep watching for that. Before we get started though, I just wanna let you know that of course, I obviously am not a doctor, I'm not a specialist, I'm not a professional. This is just my own experience, my own tips that have helped me through the first trimester, and just things that I have personally been through. Okay, let's get started. First, I want to introduce you guys to Jason, just so you know, you guys can meet him, and then we can talk a little bit about some things together, and then I can get into the nitty-gritty of the symptoms, maybe without him. Jason, can you come in here? Everybody, the man behind the baby.
The man behind the baby.
This is a little awkward for him because he doesn't film videos, so just don't mind if he's a little fidgety or spins his chair around. We got this. So everybody, this is Jason Sebastian. Dun, dun, dun. Do you want to talk about how we know each other? Or do you want me to start that?
You can start. I'll leave the talking to you.
So we've actually known each other for 10 long years. And we started dating officially last year. And I don't know, everything just kind of was natural and fell into place. And I know that Jason had a mega crush on me 10 years ago. Obviously, timing wasn't perfect then, but timing was perfect last year.
For the record, she reached out to me first. So I think she had the crush.
Ooh, actually, we have a mutual friend who's in the fitness industry, Jason Poston. And he was doing business with my Jason, and he was like, hey, do you remember Jason Sebastian, blah, blah, blah. And so Jason Poston actually reconnected us because over the years we kind of lost touch. I was focusing on my career. He was in a relationship focusing on his career. And I don't know, last year we just sort of got together randomly through Jason Poston, and it was kind of like love at first sight. Boom, 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 boom.
It was. Honestly.
It was. Do you want to add anything to that story?
No, I think you touched on all the points.
You want to talk about your crush on me that you had 10 years ago?
I mean, if you want to be honest and tell them that it was really the other way around.
No, he can tell you all of these times when we hung out, in detail, and I can't remember them, so I'm pretty sure. So fast forward to beginning of this year, that's when we found out we were pregnant. And it's kind of crazy. Before I even took a test, I told him I think that I'm pregnant, and he was like, there's no way. No, you're not. I don't believe you. Right?
Yep. I was in disbelief for sure.
And I was like, I don't know. I feel like I am. I really think we should get a test. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's mother instinct, intuition. I don't know what you want to call it. But I just felt like I was pregnant. So we actually went on a trip. I told him before we went on the trip that I thought I was pregnant. We went on a trip, kind of took it out of our minds. And as soon as we got back, I was like, okay, I think we need to get a test. I think I'm pregnant. And so we went to CVS late at night. We got a test. It says on the box that you're supposed to take it in the morning for best results. So we're like, okay, we're gonna take it in the morning. I had a flight in the morning, so I woke up late. I totally forgot to take the test. And so I just grabbed the test. And took it with me. Obviously, we both were thinking that the test was going to not show up pregnant. So that's why, okay, I was like, oh, okay, I'll just take the test with me. I got home, I took the test, and it said like, I think it was like, what is it, 2 lines means you're pregnant? It said 2 lines, and I was like,
It was a plus.
something like that.
Well, there's multiple ones. First off, going to CVS to get this test is very nerve-wracking.
I made him go in and get it, because I was like, what if
Especially
somebody
like
knows me? Like, what if someone's like, Paige Hathaway is wanting a pregnancy test? So I made him go in and get it, and that was weird.
Yeah, it was a little weird having that conversation with the person that was checking me out, but they were like, good luck. I was like, okay.
Yeah, he was like pep talking you.
Yeah, it was pep talking me. And then, yeah, we bought a couple different ones to make sure that we knew. And then I didn't even get to see the results, so that's fun.
Yeah, I remember we bought like one that showed a plus, one that showed like 2 lines, one that said like pregnant or something like that, just to make sure, just in case, I don't know. And yeah, so I got home, it said, I took one, it said like, you know, pregnant. And then I took another and it said pregnant, and I took the other one and it said pregnant. And so I called him up and I was like, oh my gosh, it says I'm pregnant. And what did you think? Did you think anything? Like,
I was kind of prepared for it because we had talked about it, and I mean, she knows her body really well. So when she says something's different, I'm like, well, then something's definitely different. And sure enough, so I had kind of already mentally prepared myself for it, but I mean, still, when you first hear it, you're definitely like very emotional. Well, I'm just an emotional person in general.
He's a very
but
emotional person. He has a cat, so what does that tell you?
That does not, he's a rescue.
Emotional.
Different conversation. But yes, so yeah, you're definitely emotional when you find that out, and I was pretty happy. I was really happy.
Yeah, he was so happy, which is like the best thing ever, because I was really nervous. The first thing I thought about was like, oh my gosh, my career, like everyone knows me as like Paige Hathaway, this like fitness, like inspo, like how is this gonna affect my career? That's like the only thing that like went through my mind was like, oh my gosh, my career. And he was like so excited and so happy that it made me like, and he, you know, helped relieve my like nervousness by, you know, telling me that it, you know, this is an easy transition and everyone's gonna love you moving into this and it's gonna be a good thing. So he was very supportive in that way, which is like amazing. It was a mixed emotion. It was really exciting. Like we both want kids and our families want us to eventually have kids. So it was, I don't know, it was really awesome. Yeah, so that was us finding out. And then I think you flew to LA because we live in different cities and we've been, you know, doing long distance for a while. So he flew to LA to like be there in person with me, to talk to me about everything. So that was really nice.
Sacrificed the Cowboys game for it.
Yeah, he sacrificed the playoffs game for this. And at this time, we hadn't told anyone, so everyone was thinking that it was very strange that he was sacrificing the Cowboys game to come see me in LA, because it's not like him at all. And so his family always goes to all home games. So they thought like it was very strange that he was not going to that game and why was he coming to LA. But soon after, we both told our families. And how was that conversation for you?
That was good. They're really excited. So I knew that they would be. They just wanted to make sure that obviously we were ready. Make sure that we were comfortable with everything moving forward, where we were going to live, for support. And so we obviously still had a lot to talk about as far as that, but yeah, they were great. My family was pretty awesome. So
yeah, I think you're the first kid to have a kid.
Yeah, I'm by far the oldest grandson in my mom's side of the family. So they've been looking for the first grandson or granddaughter.
Yeah, so they're really excited. My family was super excited as well. I am the oldest granddaughter, but I am like one of the only kids in my entire family that doesn't have a kid. They were to the moon because they kind of had lost hope in me. So yeah, telling our families, they were super excited just because we are, you know, we're in our 30s and this is like the next chapter in our life. You know, we're really pumped about that. Now I just want to kind of talk about, you know, some more like personal stuff for us women out there, symptoms, doctor visits, all that good stuff. So
I'll leave you to this.
although he knows all of these symptoms, I think, I just kind of want to talk to you guys. So first off, I just want to kind of run through doctor visits really fast. When we first found out, like I said, I don't know why I thought that I was pregnant because it was super early. I went to the doctor after I took a few positive pregnancy tests, and the doctor did a ultrasound. And in the ultrasound, it showed up as there was no baby there. So my doctor's first concern was either A, it's extremely early. The doctor was just concerned that the baby was maybe outside of the uterus. And obviously if that happens, then that is just terrible for a pregnancy. It's like a termination. So she was just really concerned. And so we took a series of tests. We took a blood test because there's something in your blood or something like that that gets like a higher number if you are pregnant, and it's okay. If it's forming outside of the uterus, that number lowers or will stay consistent. So then she can kind of tell, like, is it outside, is it inside, is it just early, whatever. So we took a series of tests, and she called me a few weeks after that, and she said it looks good. So the numbers are going up, it's increasing, so that's great news. Come in a few weeks and we'll, kind of do it again. I went back in and we took another test, and it looked in the clear. Everything is good to go. She's like, it's just early, false alarm, you're good to go, you're pregnant, everything's good. So yeah, about 7.5 weeks, I went back in again and we did another ultrasound, and we could actually see the little like mushy baby in there. It wasn't a baby yet, it was just like looked like a little like fish or something, and it was in there, and you could see like a flicker. I know, it looked like a fish kind of, I don't know. You could see a flicker, which meant there was a heartbeat there, and it was just so cool to see. It was still super tiny, super young, 7.5 weeks. It had like the yolk sac and all that stuff. Maybe I can show a picture on here of it, but it was just so cool to see, like, oh my gosh, that is inside me. So we're good to go, we're in the clear. At about 12 weeks, we went back in and we got so all of these are ultrasounds that are like inside. This time we got an ultrasound that was just on the stomach. And they, rolled the gel on, and they did the ultrasound over, and you could actually see a baby at 12 weeks. Like, you could see the head, you could see the arms, you could see the legs, the body. And at 12 weeks, we could also know that if the baby was healthy, if it had any genetic disorders, if it was a male or a female, like, we could see all of that. We actually got the results to the gender, and we gave it to a family member because we are having a gender reveal party pretty soon. So nobody knows what the gender is yet, except for one person in our family who's gonna keep a secret until this gender reveal. But it was just so cool to see. We got to listen to the heartbeat, and I just like, just cried and bawled my eyes out because I was like, I cannot believe that in 5 weeks the baby looked like a fish to like an actual baby, and this was like inside of my stomach, which is just like so crazy. So those are the series of doctor visits. We have to go back in with another series in my second trimester, which I just got into. So I guess like we're gonna be able to see more. We're gonna be able to see like, the baby form a little bit better. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna be able to see, but I'll keep you guys posted. Symptoms in the first trimester, I wanna just say that compared to some stories that I heard, I had a fairly easy first trimester. I didn't have any sickness. I wasn't throwing up. I heard some like crazy stories, and I had none of those. The only thing that I will say that I had, that I still sort of had, but it's definitely not as bad, is I was so exhausted. I was like a walking zombie. Like, I'm a night owl, and I'll stay up until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll work out super late. But in my first trimester, I was like in bed by 9 o'clock. And Jason was even like, are you okay? I was so tired. That was like, I think the worst thing ever. I don't think you realize the work internally that your body is doing to make this baby inside of you. It is a lot of work and your body is just exhausted. Glad that's over. Second trimester so far has been so much better. But the exhaustion is unbearable. Also, you're only allowed to have about 200 milligrams of caffeine, and I am a coffee drinker all day, every day. So 200 milligrams is like 2 regular cups of coffee. That is it. I'm the type of person that I'm like pre-workout, coffee all day, tea, all day long. Like, I don't even know how many milligrams of caffeine I usually consume. So coming off of having that much caffeine, I think also played a toll in me being exhausted. But I'm so glad those days are over. And now, because I've weeded myself off of caffeine, 200 milligrams of caffeine actually gets me going throughout the day, which is kind of nice. Another one of my symptoms that I'm actually still having now is being extremely bloated. Come to find out that I guess as the baby grows, right? It's growing in that stomach of yours, so you're losing space. So the uterus is kind of closing in on your intestines. So it's harder for you to go to the bathroom. So literally I'll wake up and I'll look like kind of pregnant. And by the end of the day, as I eat like all of my meals, I will look like 2 to 3 months more pregnant than I did in the morning. Just because digestion slows down when you're pregnant, and it's just harder to be regular with that. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just can't eat fish. Like, I used to eat sole and tilapia and all kinds of whitefish, and for some reason, whitefish just like, it just doesn't sound appealing to me anymore. Salmon is okay, but anything like fishy, I'm just like, no thank you. And besides like that, body changing, obviously the ladies have gotten a little bigger, which I think that's Jason's favorite symptom of being pregnant, if you know what I mean. I've gained some weight. I am about 10 pounds heavier than I was before I got pregnant. I weighed 128 pounds before I got pregnant, and now I'm 138. So within my first trimester, I gained 10 pounds, which has been, I think, the biggest struggle for me, because I'm used to like having a six pack and having obliques and just kind of being shredded and having to talk myself into, this is natural, this is healthy, you're supposed to be like this. I think that's the biggest thing. I'm gonna show you guys my baby bump. Right now, I feel like I'm in the in-between stage. Like, ladies, when you cut your bangs and you're trying to grow out your bangs and you go through that like ugly phase. So I'm in that phase right now with my baby bump. I'm not like fit like I was, but I'm not like pregnant. It looks like if someone saw me, they would look at me and be like, wow, she must have ate like a really big meal, because I'm in that like phase where like people don't want to say like, oh my God, are you pregnant? Because like, what if I'm not? And then I'm like, no. So I'm in that like awkward phase. But let me show you what the baby bump looks like right now. So to the side, this is what it looks like. So it's just like a little bump. See what I mean? It looks like, is she pregnant? Is she not pregnant? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to like say. But this is what it looks like. Bam, bam. I think I'll be more like happy with this bump when it's just like a little bit bigger. So then people will know like, oh, she's pregnant. But now I feel like, I don't know, I just feel a little like not pregnant yet. But last night we did feel the baby for the first time, which is so cool. So I feel like as I get farther along, the bump's growing, you feel the baby, the pregnancy will like set in a little bit. But this is what it looks like right now. Aww. All right, so that's my baby bump. And a little bit about my workouts in the first trimester. I thank God for Jason because he's been like really encouraging for me to go to the gym because I was so exhausted that it was so hard for me to like go to the gym. But having like your significant other there who also works out and he wants to go to the gym, it really made going to the gym a lot easier. I mean, my workouts in the first trimester, I want to say I worked out about 5 days a week. I kept my workouts pretty much the same because, you know, I wasn't like showing or I didn't feel like restricted. Now it's harder for me to do like a leg press or stuff like that where it kind of presses against my stomach. I haven't done any ab work where I'm crunching, only like planks and stuff like that where I'm still elongated but just tightening the core. I'll show you guys some pregnancy workouts as I get into my second trimester if you guys want to see those. But in my first trimester, my workouts have really been the same. The hardest part is just making it to the gym because I've been so tired. For food, I've been trying my best to eat as healthy as I can. Lots of fruits, lots of meat now, potatoes. I mean, I eat relatively healthy. You know what? I'm just allowing myself to live a little bit more freely through this pregnancy with my diet because I don't ever really get to do this. So I'm allowing myself some like cheat meals here and there. As far as the gender, like I was saying, we have no idea what it is, boy or girl. We are having a gender reveal party very soon, which I will share that with you guys. I'm so excited just to find out if it's a boy or a girl. Jason obviously wants a boy. I really, honestly, I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. We watched this Netflix show one time and it was about, I don't know, crazy things that can happen in the womb. So ever since I saw that, I'm just like, okay, I just want a healthy baby. I just want a healthy baby. So I don't really care if it's a boy or a girl. I've been trying to guess if it is a boy or a girl because, you know, you hear so many stories. Like you hear if you don't get sick, it's a boy. If you get sick, it's a girl. If you are carrying low, it's a boy. If you're carrying high, it's a girl. Like there's so many like wives' tales, they're called, about if you're having a boy, if you're having a girl, or like the day you conceive has something to do with it. Like we've taken so many like fun little gender tests online and every single test that we take says they say it's a girl, which Jason doesn't want to read that. It's like his worst nightmare, I think. But, and I've even had a dream that it was a girl, and he has had a dream that it was a girl. But again, we have no idea. We don't know. Like I said, I haven't had any morning sickness, but his mom has had 3 girls, and she said that she has never had morning sickness with any of her girls. So I'm like, I feel like these wives' tales, you can't like say like this is it because so many people have so many different symptoms depending on their body or so many things happen that I'm like, how can you really tell if it's a boy or a girl? So I will let you know when we find out. I'll post the gender reveal video coming soon. But Jason, can you come back in here? Pull up a chair. I'm talking about gender because I want to hear your take on what you want. Do you want a boy? Do you want a girl?
Definitely want a boy.
Why do you want a boy? Is that just a guy thing?
Yeah, it's probably a bit of a guy thing, but also for the first one, you just want like an older brother. But it's also like it's like your little buddy, your best friend. So.
Isn't that cute?
Aww.
So that's why he wants to have a boy. I don't think so. I think it's really he wants to play sports with it. He wants to like go to games with it.
That goes all hand in hand with.
Not because he wants
friend.
his siblings to have an older brother to protect them. I think this is about you.
A little bit of both.
All right, you guys. So we are closing out this video. If you guys want to see another video, maybe a Q&A with Jason and I, or maybe some apps that I've used that have helped through the first trimester, just comment your recommendations below. Be sure to also comment because I'm about to be in my second trimester, or we're about to be in my second trimester. The first trimester was okay for you, right? That's why I took him out of that talk. He's a trooper. If you guys want to leave comments below about tips on my second trimester, like what you've experienced, I would highly appreciate it because I don't know what to expect. Obviously, this is our first child, so this is all new to me. So leave some recommendations below. Be sure to subscribe and like the video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.